Welcome to Faith and Torah. We're going to be reading a Torah portion today called the Torah portion of Bereshith, which is the first Torah portion of the whole year. And so we're going to read it, and we're going to read from Genesis chapter 1, or Bereshith chapter 1, all the way to chapter 6, verse 8. And I will make a small pause in between each chapter. All right, so if you want, grab your Bible, put pause on this video, grab your Bible, and follow along. All right, here we go. Bereshith. In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. And the earth came to be formless and empty, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the spirit of Elohim was moving on the face of the waters. And Elohim said, "Let light come to be." And light came to be. And Elohim saw the light that it was good. And Elohim separated the light from the darkness. And Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning one day. And Elohim said, "Let the expanse come to be in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." And Elohim made the expanse, and separated the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse. And it came to be so. And Elohim called the expanse heavens. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning the second day. And Elohim said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it came to be so. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the collection of waters he called seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the plant that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth." And it came to be so. And the earth brought forth grass, the plant that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning the third day. And Elohim said, "Let lights come to be in the expanse of the heavens, to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for appointed times, and for days, and for years. And let them be for lights in the expanse of the heavens, to give light to the earth." And it came to be so. And Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. And Elohim set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning the fourth day. And Elohim said, "Let the waters teem with shoals of living beings, and let the birds fly above the earth on the face of the expanse of the heavens." And Elohim created the sea creatures and every living being that moves, with which the waters teemed, according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and increase, and fill the waters in the sea, and let the birds increase on the earth." And there came to be evening, there came to be morning the fifth day. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth the living beings according to its kind, livestock and creeping creature, and beasts of the earth according to its kinds." And it came to be so. And Elohim made the beasts of the earth according to its kind, livestock according to its kind, and all the creep on the earth according to its kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over all the creeping creatures that creep on the ground." And Elohim created the man in his image. In the image of Elohim he created him, male and female he created them. And Elohim blessed them, And Elohim said to them, be fruitful and increase, and fill the earth and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over all creeping creatures on the earth. And Elohim said, see, I have given you every plant that yields seed, which is on the face of all the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed. To you it is for food. And every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to every creeping creature on the earth, in which is a living being, every green plant is for food. And it came to be so. And Elohim saw that all he had made, and see, it was very good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the sixth day. Bereshith, chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed in all their array. And in the seventh day Elohim completed his work which he had done, and he rested in the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And Elohim blessed the seventh day, and he set it apart, because on it he rested from all his work which Elohim in creating had made. These are the births of the heavens and of the earth when they were created, in the day that Yahweh Elohim made earth and heavens. Now no shrub of the field was yet on the earth, and no plant of the field had yet sprung up. For Yahweh Elohim had not sent rain on the earth, and there was no man to till the ground. But a mist went up from the earth, and watered the entire surface of the ground. And Yahweh Elohim formed the man out of dust from the ground, and breathed into his nostrils breath of life. And the man became a living being. And Yahweh Elohim planted a garden in Eden to the east. There he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground Yahweh Elohim made every tree grow that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, with the tree of the life in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it divided and became 4 heads. The name of the first is Pishon. It is the one surrounding the entire land of Hayilah, where there is gold. And the gold of the land is good. Belium is there, and the Shoham stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon. It is the one surrounding the entire land of Cush. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel. It is the one which goes towards the east of Asher. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. And Yahweh Elohim took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to work it and to guard it. And Yahweh Elohim commanded the man, saying, eat of every tree of the garden, but do not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For in the day that you eat of it, you shall certainly die. And Yahweh Elohim said, it is not good for man to be alone. I am going to make a helper for him as his counterpart. And from the ground Yahweh Elohim formed every beast of the field and every bird of the heavens, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called each living being, that was its name. So the man gave names to all livestock, and to all birds of the heavens, and to every beast of the field. But for the man there was not found a helper for him as his counterpart. So Yahweh Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall on the man, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh in its place. And the rib which Yahweh Elohim had taken from the man, he made into a woman. And he brought her to the man, and the man said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one is called woman, because she was taken out of man. For this cause a man shall leave his father and mother, and cleave to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, yet they were not ashamed. Bereshith, chapter 3. And the Nahash was more crafty than all the lives of the field which Yahweh Elohim had made. And he said to the woman, is it true that Elohim has said, do not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the Nahash, We are to eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim has said, do not eat of it, nor touch it, lest you die. And the Nahash said to the woman, you shall certainly not die, for Elohim knows that in the day that you eat of it, your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be like Elohim, knowing good and evil. And the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree desirable to make one wise. And she took of its fruit and ate it. And she also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were open, and they knew that they were naked. They sewed fig leaves together and made loin coverings for themselves. And they heard the voice of Yahweh Elohim walking in the garden toward the wind of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh Elohim among the trees of the garden. And Yahweh Elohim called unto Adam and said to him, where are you? And he said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, so I hid myself. And he said, who made you know that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree of which I commanded you that you should not eat? And the man said, the woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I ate. And Yahweh Elohim said to the woman, what is this you have done? And the woman said, the Nahash deceived me, and I ate. And Yahweh Elohim said to the Nahash, because you have done this, you are cursed more than all livestock, and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you are to go, and eat dust all the days of your life. And I put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall crush your head, and you shall crush his heel. To the woman he said, I greatly increase your sorrow and your conception. Bring forth children in pain, and your desire is for your husband, and he does rule over you. And to the man he said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and you have eaten of the tree of which I commanded you, saying, do not eat of it. Cursed is the ground because of you. In toil you are to eat of it all the days of your life. And the ground shall bring forth thorns and thistles for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your face you are to eat bread until you return to the ground. For out of it you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you return. And the man called his wife Hawa, because she became the mother of all living. And Yahweh Elohim made coats of skin for the man and his wife, and dressed them. And Yahweh Elohim said, see, the man has become like one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put his hand and take also of the tree of life, and eat and live forever. So Yahweh Elohim sent him out of the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which he was taken. And he drove the man out, and he placed cherubim at the east of the Garden of Eden, and a flaming sword which turns every way, to guard the way of the tree of life. Bereshith chapter 4. And Adam knew Hawa, his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, and said, I have gained a man, Yahweh. And again she gave birth to his brother Hebel. And Hebel became a keeper of sheep, and Cain became a tiller of the ground. And it came to be in the course of time that Cain brought an offering of the fruit of the ground to Yahweh. And Hebel also brought of the firstborn of his flock and of their fat. And Yahweh looked to Hebel and his offering, but he did not look to Cain and his offering. And Cain was very wroth, and his face fell. And Yahweh said to Cain, why is he wroth towards you? And why is your face fallen? Is it not, if you do good, you are to be accepted? And if you do not do good towards the door is a sin? He is lying and towards you is his desire, and you must rule over him? And Cain told Hebel his brother, and it came to be when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Hebel his brother and killed him. And Yahweh said to Cain, Where is Hebel your brother? And he said, I do not know. Am I my brother's guard? And he said, What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. And now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. If you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. You shall be fugitive and a wanderer on the earth. And Cain said to Yahweh, My punishment is too great to bear. See, you have driven me from the face of the ground today, and I am hidden from your face. I shall be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth, and it shall be that anyone who finds me kills me. And Yahweh said to him, Well, if anyone kills Cain, he shall be avenged sevenfold. And Yahweh set up a sign for Cain, lest anyone find him, strikes him. So Cain went out from the presence of Yahweh and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Hanok. And he built a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son Hanok. And to Hanok was born Irad, and Irad brought forth Mehuel. Mehuel brought forth Methusiel, and Methusiel brought forth Lamech. And Lamech took for himself 2 wives. The name of one was Adah, and the name of the second was Tsilah. And Adah bore Yabel. He was the father of those who dwell in tents with livestock. And his brother's name was Yubal. He is the father of all those who play the lyre and the flute. As for Tsilah, she also bore Tubal-Cain, a smith of all kinds of tools in bronze and iron. And the sister of Tubal-Cain was Nahah. And Lamech said to his wives, Adah and Tsilah, hear my voice. Wives of Lamech, listen to my words. For I have killed a man for wounding me, even a young man for hurting me. For Cain is avenged sevenfold, and Lamech 77-fold. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son, and called his name Sheth. For Elohim has appointed me another seed instead of Hebel, because Cain had killed him. And to Seth, to him also a son was born, and he called his name Enosh. Then it was begun to call on the name of Yahweh. Bereshith chapter 5. This is the book of the genealogy of Adam. In the day of Elohim created man, he made him in the likeness of Elohim. Male and female, he created them, and he blessed them, and he called their name Adam in the day they were created. And Adam lived 130 years, and brought forth a son in his own likeness. After his image, he called his name Sheth. And after he brought forth Seth, the days of Adam were 800 years. And he brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And Seth lived 105 years and brought forth Enosh. And after he brought forth Enosh, Seth lived 870 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. And Enosh lived 90 years, and brought forth Canaan. And after he had brought forth Canaan, Enosh lived 815 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. Canaan lived 70 years, and brought forth Mahalalel. After he brought forth Mahalalel, Cain lived 840 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Cain were 910 years, and he died. Mahalalel lived 65 years, and brought forth Yered. And after he had brought forth Yered, Mahalalel lived 830 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. And Yared lived 162 years, brought forth Hanok. And after he had brought forth Hanok, Yared lived 800 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Yared were 962 years, and he died. And Hanok lived 65 years, and brought forth Methuselah. And after he had brought forth Methuselah, Enoch walked with Elohim 300 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with Elohim. Then he was no more, for Elohim took him. And Methuselah lived 187 years, and brought forth Lamech. And after he had brought forth Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died. Lamech lived 182 years, and brought forth a son, and called his name Noah, saying, This one does comfort us concerning our work and the toil of our hands, because the ground which Yahweh has cursed. And after he brought forth Noah, Lamech lived 595 years, and brought forth sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years, and Noah brought forth Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Bereshith, chapter 6. And it came to be, when men began to increase on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men, that they were good, and they took wives for themselves of all whom they choose. And Yahweh said, My spirit shall not strive with man forever in his going astray. He is flesh, and his days shall be 120 years. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterwards, when the sons of Elohim came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, the men of name. And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And Yahweh was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. And Yahweh said, I am going to wipe off man, whom I have created from the face of the ground, both man and beast, creeping creatures, birds of the heavens, for I am sorry that I have made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of Yahweh. Yah bless his word.